Blackstone Audio presents Scent of Evil by Archer Mayer. This book is read by Tom Taylorson. Preface. I was becoming comfortable with my writer's voice at this third stage in the Gunther series. The first and second books had been positively greeted by readers and critics alike. The voice of Joe had begun to grow roots. Even his support characters had started to take hold as members of an extended family. For Scent of Evil, which I nicknamed The Nose Knows, if only to myself, I envisioned the setting to be Brattleboro again. I'd placed its predecessor in northeastern Vermont, and the climate to be the worst heat wave the state had endured in years. I thought I'd have some fun at the expense of Vermont's image as the poster child of all things cold and snowy. I also gave in to a fascination with politics, albeit in a small-town setting. I had been brought up in Europe, where politics is a constant source of debate and argumentation. I had worked in a gubernatorial race in California a decade earlier, back when Jerry Brown surfaced as the winner, following a bruising and heavily populated Democratic primary. I thought it might be neat to bring this interest to bear in a quirky town like Brattleboro. I kept thinking of a greenhouse or a sauna as I went forward, and made sure that very little of the action took place beyond the town limits. From the elected leaders to the press to the general population, pressure builds on the police to quickly address a growing pile of bodies and crimes. One of my favorite scenes involved a tour I took of the C&S Grocers shipping and storage facility, an enormous plant and, at the time, the area's largest employer. Using an approach I've employed countless times since, I hearkened back to that tour to conjure up a chase scene that runs from one end of the building to the other, ending with the theft of an 18-wheeler and the crashing of same against the guardrails of an interstate bridge, where the cab winds up dangling 150 feet above the shallow waters of the West River. There again, for that last image, I'd been inspired by reality. An unfortunate trucker from the South had recently lost control of his rig in midwinter, and had encountered that very bridge in the same fashion, losing his life by plummeting to the water far below. Scent of Evil firmed up what's become a trademark of mine by now: the use of the commonplace, politics, a traffic accident, a minor drug deal, in the telling of a dramatic story. Chapter 1. A human hand stuck out of the fresh dirt like a pale, succulent plant, except this plant was wearing a silver ring, which twinkled fiercely in the burning sun. "Want us to check it out?" I turned at the quiet voice.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?